Happy June.
I can't believe summer is here and the living is easy.
Here we are in Niagara Square in front of City Hall. We have such an episode for everybody today.
Because we're going to interview the mayor.
Mayor Byron Brown, the longest serving mayor of Western New York.
I can't even believe. Excited to talk with the Get House team.
Yes, I'm sure is like his number one thing on his calendar today.
Probably.
All month.
There's
what am I going to wear? What am I going to wear when I meet Bethany and Marnie?
Nothing else going on. Clear the calendars for these two.
It's a beautiful day.
Gorgeous. And we have such a fun episode. I mean, we're talking about all things Buffalo. There's a ton happening in Buffalo right now.
Yes. So we're really focusing on the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So downtown, the West Side, East Buffalo, all of it.
Yes, absolutely. So we get to talk with the mayor. We're also talking with Carolynn Welch, who is the executive director at WEDI.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to meet her at West Side Bazaar.
West Side Bazaar. I'm hoping for some good food.
In their new location on Niagara Street.
I think it's going to be delicious.
And I think we will get some good food there. They have a lot of Buffalonians who have moved here from other countries that are bringing a taste of their country to Buffalo.
Taste of the world.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Around the world, some might say.
Around the world.
And they have a cool bookstore upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
And we're also talking with Liz from On Demand Bungalows.
Those are some really, really spectacular places to stay if you're visiting Buffalo.
So pretty. I mean, they are all very unique in their design. Each one has got something a little bit special.
They all tell a story.
They're gorgeous.
Can't wait to talk to Liz.
I would like to maybe do a little staycation in one of her bungalows.
Well, why don't you?
Yeah. I think I might.
Yeah, why not? Summertime. Good
That's
time for
right.
a break.
That's right.
So, excellent. Well, let's check it out. Let's go.
I think we should get up there.
on in.
Absolutely.
All right. Stay tuned.
So very exciting today. I mean, it does not get any better than this. Mayor Byron Brown in the house. We're in his house, actually.
We are in your house. We are at City Hall in this beautiful building, historic building, and your office is amazing.
Magnificent.
You like basketball?
I do like basketball. Was a basketball player. This building opened in 1932. The office that we're in now has been the mayor's office since 1932. Every mayor of the city of Buffalo since 1932 has occupied this office.
Wow.
And the philosophy in Buffalo is that the mayor should be closest to the people.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful.
Well,
and you are the longest running mayor in Buffalo.
I am the longest serving mayor in the history of the city of Buffalo. I'm in my 5th 4-year term, and it's a real honor to represent the people of Buffalo.
Yeah. So is that 18 years? Math is not my strong point.
This is year 19.
19.
Yes.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Buffalo is very lucky to have you. And thank you for your leadership and for being there for all of us Buffalonians. So tell me a little bit about how did you get yourself to Buffalo? You're not from Buffalo.
I'm from Hollis, Queens originally. Born in Manhattan, lived in Brooklyn until I was 4 years old, and then grew up in Queens, New York, and came to Buffalo to attend college at Buffalo State, now Buffalo State University.
Yes.
And absolutely fell in love with Buffalo the first day I got here. It reminded me a lot of where I grew up in Queens. I grew up in a very residential area of Queens, and Buffalo, parts of Buffalo, reminded me of that, and I felt instantly very comfortable in the city of Buffalo. And as a student, got adopted by a lot of people in the city, so it really felt like home.
I think that still happens. I see students coming from all over, not just New York State, but everywhere, different countries, and they fall in love with the city and they meet mentors and they stay, which is, just so beautiful. This is why I think also my mom loves you, is that she's also from Queens. So she's...
Yeah, your mom and I have that in common.
Yeah, Forest Hills. So there you go.
What did you study in college?
Journalism and political science.
Okay.
So I have a dual degree in journalism with a public relations and advertising concentration and political science.
Okay. So leadership in politics was that on your mind?
That wasn't always on my mind. I had other thoughts early on, and then I changed my major. I was a biology major initially. Changed my major, did a few internships in government, and kind of decided that would be my path. My first job out of college was in sales and marketing for a large pharmaceutical firm. And after having been there for about a year, I saw an opening in city government with an elected official that I had interned with, George K. Arthur, who was the council president at the time. I applied for the job and got hired. And as they say, the rest is history.
Wow. That's amazing. Dreams do come true, right? So
They do.
Just
They do.
shows you how it can all happen. So biology, was it marine biology? I see the fish tank behind you.
I do love fish, and growing up in Queens, one of my hobbies, I was an aquarist.
Not the sign.
Not the sun.
Not the sign.
No, my first job was at an aquarium. I was a dolphin trainer.
Okay. Well, nothing.
I thought we were talking
quite,
about science here.
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer.
Nothing quite that impressive. I used to raise tropical fish at home.
Okay.
And my dad used to help me with that. It was something that we did together. And at one time in my basement, growing up as a kid, I had 10 tanks in the house.
Wow.
And kids in the neighborhood used to come and look at the tanks, and
You ran your own aquarium.
that
was pretty impressive.
Yes, I
that's a
ran
big
my own
commitment.
aquarium in my basement.
Wow. Well, I can't even keep a
No dolphins,
goldfish.
though.
That's all right.
I can't even keep my goldfish bowl clean. So that's amazing. That is so cool. So when you came to Buffalo as a student,
Yes.
and you stayed.
I stayed.
And did you always live in the city?
Always lived in the city. Even when I lived on campus, obviously Buffalo State University is located at 1300 Elmwood Avenue. And I lived in the towers during my time on campus, towers 2, 3, and 4. Loved living on campus at Buffalo State. And before I graduated, I got an apartment off campus. And once I graduated, I decided that I wanted to buy a house on the east side of Buffalo. And I did that and lived there for a number of years.
That's great. So your career and your time here in Buffalo, have you seen some growth, developmental growth, and tell us a little bit about what you've seen with the city?
So I've seen a lot of growth in the city of Buffalo, a lot of new buildings up, new jobs being created. Since 2012, over $10 billion of development in the city of Buffalo. A lot of projects on the horizon now, things getting built out right now as we speak. There is a major redevelopment project for the Buffalo Municipal Housing Authority, for the Perry Housing Development, the Marine Drive Development, and Schaefer Village probably over the course of 10 years, those properties will be redeveloped at a cost of over $1 billion. And not only will it rehouse tenants that are presently living there in new housing, it will bring additional new housing, and some of the developments will be mixed income, so people of different income levels will be living in those areas of the city, built out by the Buffalo Municipal Housing Authority.
It just keeps happening. It keeps growing. So many great projects.
So if you had to think back on your time for your tenancy here, what's the project that you're most proud of?
There are so many projects that have been done during my time as mayor of the city of Buffalo. Before being elected mayor, I was in the New York State Senate. And before the New York State Senate, I was a city council member representing the Maston Council District. I would say one of the projects that I am most proud of, and there's so many, the list is a very long one. But one of the projects that I am very proud of that I was able to work on with former Governor Andrew Cuomo is the Northland Workforce Training Center on Northland Avenue. And it is a comprehensive facility to train people in our community located in East Buffalo for the jobs of the future. And about 95% of the money to build out that facility was contributed by the state. The rest of it contributed by the city. And based on the relationship that the city had with the city and its economic development agency, the Buffalo Urban Development Corporation, actually built out that whole facility. So we managed the build out of that facility. And now the goal is for the goal is to graduate about 300 people a year from that training in advanced manufacturing, mechatronics, green technology, and it is working. People are coming out of that facility earning $40,000 a year, some up to $75,000 a year. And we know that over the next few years, there will be more than 3,000 jobs in that area available in Buffalo and Western New York.
Yeah, it's so instrumental. And your advocacy for it, too. It is about the relationship with the city, but also your advocacy has been huge.
That training facility could have gone anywhere. It didn't have to come to Buffalo.
And
I advocated very, very aggressively. And I remembered as a council member walking those streets and seeing all of those industrial properties, some of them still active, vibrant, employing hundreds of people at that time, to when the facility was built, the Northland Workforce Training Center, many of those industrial properties had become vacant, had left the community, the jobs had left the community, and this was an opportunity to breathe new life into that area of the city of Buffalo. One other very exciting thing for me as part of that development is we attracted a restaurant that would serve the people working there, and that restaurant is Manna. Manna is a great soul food restaurant, and Chef Holt and Chef Ingram, the food that they produce, absolutely tremendous, and they call it food for your soul.
Okay. It's amazing. I had the pleasure of eating there and meeting the chef, and he's very dynamic. And he also will help, he brings people in to work in the restaurant if they're interested in learning how to cook. And so definitely check it out.
So we have a great Mayor's Summer Youth Program as well. This summer, we're going to hire 1,500 young people to work for the city. The Northland Workforce Training Center is one of our locations. So the young people that we hire that work at Northland actually go through the Northland training program.
Oh, that's great.
They go through an orientation to prepare them if they decide once they graduate, they're not going to go to traditional college. Some of those students go right into the Northland Workforce Training Center. We also have interns that work for Manna, the restaurant, that are developing culinary skills.
Yes.
Because we have Emerson Commons, a great culinary high school here in the city of Buffalo.
I know there's so many things. So for our young people, maybe some of the procrastinators out there, is it too late to apply for that?
I think
Summer
it's.
View?
I think
Did
it's
they miss
late.
that deadline?
I think they missed that deadline.
Next year. Put it on the radar.
Get on it for next year.
Get on it.
Got it.
This is probably the earliest that young people completed their applications and turned them in. The program has become very coveted.
Yeah.
And last year, using some funding from the federal government, we were able to hire over 1,900 young people. And so I think that helped to increase
That's a
the
huge
demand
number
even further. This year will be 1,500, and the city is spending the most money in its history on youth summer employment.
Oh, wow. So there's so many amazing things going on. There's also been challenges happening. Do you have a hurdle that you come up against as you conquer all these different projects? Or
What keeps you up at night?
Yeah.
Well, one of the greatest challenges that I've faced as mayor of the city of Buffalo was the mass shooting, May 14th, 2022, at the Top Supermarket on Jefferson Avenue, where 10 members of our community were shot and killed, 3 others wounded, and dozens of others that were traumatized who were in the store, outside of the store. That was probably the darkest day in the history of the city of Buffalo. But the way our community pulled together, every section of the city, the suburbs, to try to lift that community, to come together to provide support for families that lost loved ones, for families whose loved ones were injured, for survivors of that horrible, racially motivated mass shooting, became an international story.
Yeah.
The strength, the resilience, the love that we have in Buffalo and Western New York for each other became a major talking point across the country. So that was a very difficult time. It's still painful
It is.
to talk about to this day. For me, it was very personal in many ways, and I know many people in our community feel that way. On a summer's day, I live about a 10-block walk from the supermarket, so it's close to my home. I've shopped there. Family members shop there, have shopped there. As a city council member, bringing a supermarket to that area of the city was one of the projects that I took on. I spent weeks and weeks and weeks with TOPS site selection professionals looking for the place to locate a supermarket in East Buffalo. And working with TOPS, I actually picked the site of that supermarket.
Oh, wow.
So when some people said after the shooting, that should never be a supermarket again, that supermarket should close, that should become a memorial site, I said, no, that can't be the case. Majority Leader of the State Assembly, Crystal Peoples-Stokes, said that can't be the case.
Yeah.
Governor Kathy Hochul said that can't be the case. And most importantly, TOP said, because of the commitment that we have to this community, because of our desire to serve the community after this horrible tragedy, we will reopen.
Yeah.
And we will reopen better than ever before. We'll have more product offerings. We'll have product offerings that come from the Black community. And they did it. It is now one of the most sparkling, most beautiful stores in the entire Tops franchise. So, out of that tragedy, kind of a sense of the community coming together and not letting hate win.
Yeah.
We
back
said,
stronger.
we would build back better and stronger, and we would not let hate divide us. We would not let hate win.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your personal connection with us as well. And I know last month, there was a program around the community in the east side of Buffalo to really honor the victims and the families. And how is the community doing now? Still healing?
The community's still healing.
Yeah.
There are many people that still feel the pain of what happened very intensely. A lot of investment is going to be directed to Jefferson Avenue, to East Buffalo.
Oh, good.
The state has made some announcements. The city has made announcements. There will be a $15 million streetscape project going down Jefferson Avenue in that immediate area.
Yeah.
A noted Black physician, Dr. Gregory Daniel, is building a health and wellness center that's going to go on Jefferson Avenue. The Buffalo Urban League is going to move their corporate headquarters from downtown Buffalo to Jefferson Avenue. So they're probably, if you total it all up, there's probably close to $100 million coming to Jefferson Avenue. And projects like that, they don't get built out in a week, a month, a year. It'll be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But if you come and look at Jefferson Avenue, parts of East Buffalo, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to see a transformed community, a more vibrant community.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing that they could turn that tragedy into something so special and wonderful for the community.
So we don't have a crystal ball, but if you could forecast where Buffalo will be 10 years from now, sounds like, East Buffalo is going to have a little transformation there, but where do you see 716 in general being 10 years from now?
Well, my hope, my dream, my prayer is to see every section of Buffalo, east, west, north, south, transformed, to continue to see investment going into Buffalo, investment in housing, affordable housing, workforce housing, middle income housing, upscale housing. People drive development, they drive investment, they drive communities. So I'd like to see Buffalo be the address of choice in the region. So housing will continue to be a focus, and I think we're going to see beautiful, vibrant housing all across the city.
We like to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
We're going to be attracting more businesses. Today, we will be at an announcement where HSBC Bank has made the decision to move all of its operations to Larkinville in the city of Buffalo.
Oh.
So that will be a wonderful addition to the
Yes.
Larkin district, but also to the city of Buffalo. Washington, D.C. Douglas Jamal has made significant investments in the city, in the Statler, in Seneca One Tower, the tallest building in Buffalo, in Richardson, the hotel at Richardson, and so many other places. Once all of Douglas Jamal's investments are fully built out, you're probably looking at several $100 million of investment coming to different parts of the city. So Buffalo will be vibrant. Buffalo will be exciting. The population will continue to grow. More businesses will invest and more jobs will be created. Buffalo will continue to be an engine of opportunity for our entire region.
Awesome.
We love Buffalo. So great to thank you for taking the time to meet with us.
So, sunny day, summer weekend, no crisis happening in the city that you have to address. What are you doing with your time?
So, great parks. My wife and I, Michelle and I, like to walk Delaware Park and try to stay in shape. So we have great parks in the city. Pool season is coming to the city of Buffalo. This weekend, all of the splash pads will be open for the children. Buffalo's a food city, so great restaurants in the city. A lot of wonderful outdoor patios that are open now. So the choice of things to do in the city of Buffalo in the summer and year-round is almost endless.
And a lot of live music.
A lot of live music.
Yes. I have been known to hear Erin sing some live music too. She's very good. If you haven't heard her, you need to give her a mic.
I am glad you shared that because our graphic artist, one of the most talented graphic artists in all of Western New York, Erin, I knew she was talented graphically. I did not know that she was talented musically as well.
Give her a microphone. I'm telling you.
It's going to happen.
Are you a pickleball player?
I am not a pickleball player yet, but as a kid in New York City, I grew up playing handball.
Okay. All right. Maybe we're going to get you on those pickleball courts.
I look forward to that. And played a little tennis, so I think I could do well with pickleball.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We're counting on it.
Perfect. Great. So anything you want to tell our Pod Squad here, if we have any young folks that may dream to be a mayor one day, what's your advice?
My advice is to be prepared for long hours, be prepared for a lot of reading. Continuous education is important. I just finished a master's degree in leadership and innovation at Damon University. So as a mayor, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to continue to learn a lot, but you have to come to this job with some experience. Don't think you can just wake up and do this because it's more than a notion.
Great advice.
Perfect
Good
advice.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for taking the
this has been
time.
amazing.
It's been great to be with you both.
Thank you so much. And I just want to point out that you were so kind to sign this photo where our executive producer, Judd Laurie, right here, Judd, tell us about when you...
Night of Champions, I was just in awe because I never meet local celebrities, which, aside from politics, you are in my mind. And, just happened to have an opportunity to get a picture taken. And I said last night, I'm going to get this printed and I'm going to take it downtown and I'm going to see if he'll sign it for us.
Well, that's a neat picture, Judd. I'm glad that we took that.
Yeah. Yeah. What year is this?
I think this is about 2011.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. All right. Well, you both look great now. But you're looking fly.
Well, thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Good Saturday morning.
Hi, everyone.
What a fantastic day. We are featuring Buffalo and the West Side. And if you have not been over to West Side Bazaar, it's part of WEDI's organization. It is amazing.
It smells awesome in here.
Oh my gosh, if we had smell-o-vision, absolutely. And so thrilled to be talking to Carolynn Welch. She's the Executive Director of WEDI. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming today.
Oh my gosh, we're thrilled. So tell us a little bit about WEDI. How did WEDI start?
So WEDI originally started as a mission of the Westminster Church, and it kind of grew from there. So WEDI became its own 501c3 nonprofit in 2006. And we have a couple different focus areas. So one of our programs that everybody knows about is the West Side and the downtown bazaars. That's where you go to get some great food and see some great people. But we also are a CDFI, and I'm not sure not everybody knows what a CDFI is. So a CDFI is a community development financial institution, and we're able to do small business lending for businesses that don't qualify for bank loans. So maybe their business hasn't been in existence long enough. Maybe they have poor credit. Maybe they've previously been unbanked. They can come to us and work with us to get a loan from $500 all the way up to $20,000. And we don't stop there. When you come to us for a loan, you get a relationship manager, and they help you with the formation of your business. So if you're not sure how to do your financials, you're not sure how to write that menu or do your marketing, we have staff that can either help you or connect you with somebody that can help you. So we're really working with people to get those businesses off the ground. In addition to that, we do education programs. So we have education programs for first grade through the senior year of high school, and they're all for English language learners. So it's students that have arrived in our country that maybe don't speak English or are very new to the Buffalo area, or their parents don't speak English. So they need extra assistance with their homework so that they're able to be successful. Right now, the English language graduation rate in the city of Buffalo is only 23%. So these are students who really, really need our help. So those are our primary areas.
Is there an education component with those folks that are looking for that business loan? Like you said that there was support, but can they take a business class or what kind of support do they get if someone's wanting to open up a business?
So we have a couple of different types of support. You have one-on-one support through your relationship manager and technical assistance mentors. And then we also do monthly workshops. So we have topics that everybody needs assistance with. We might do a finance one or a HR one. We have a weekly visit from a lawyer where people can come in for free legal advice.
Amazing.
So we really do everything you need in order to have a successful business.
Wow. And how long has this program been going on?
So we've been doing lending since 2006. We are an SBA certified lender. This year alone, we've given out about $200,000, which our average loan size is only $7,500. So we work with a lot of people throughout the year.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And then once they open up a business, do they typically stay in Western New York? It's kind of like helping fund the city.
Yeah, a lot of our businesses stay right here in Western New York. And, in my opinion, small business is what's brought Buffalo back. Like if you look at the West Side, most of the businesses over on Grant Street, we've touched in some way, shape, or form. And you can see that transformation that's happened in those communities.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening over here on the West Side, a lot of development, a lot of new housing, a lot of rehab housing that's coming back. It's really kind of a happening place. And this particular stretch of Niagara Street is incredibly developed with everything from flower shops to restaurants. And honey, it's really nice to see.
Yeah, and it's an amazing location, being so close to the water, to downtown, access to highways. Like it is, you're seeing more and more folks find the West Side as a destination, right? It's a great place. It used to be like, oh yeah, there's a restaurant here I can go to or this or that. But now there's a lot. You're right. It's really being redeveloped.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're in West Side Bazaar, which has how many restaurants?
So we're able to have up to 8 restaurants.
Okay.
Right now we have 7 restaurants operating. So we're looking for a couple more businesses to fill those slots.
Oh, so there's a couple openings. Maybe we can help you fill those.
Yeah.
We helped Adams Nursery get an employee last month. So we're on a roll.
That would be phenomenal. People can go right to our website, WEDIBuffalo.org, and there's a place to fill out an application to come to the bazaar. And we would love to see more applicants.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So they rent space. Is it like they can come and as you can see, they will have their own spot and what are the hours that it's opened?
Yep. So we are actually a small business incubator. So everybody here wouldn't have the capacity to start a business in the community financially on their own. So they come here, they pay a modest amount of rent, and they learn small business skills as they're going. So our goal for everybody is for them to get up and out and into the community to start their own brick and mortar. So they do pay rent. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 8.
So it's a great startup for someone to get going, get your feet on the ground, learn some skills, and then grow and move on.
And so it's a shared kitchen which is really nice because sometimes I've worked with a couple of businesses that are restaurants. It's really intimidating to have to source the equipment. And I mean, it can be overwhelming as far as pricing, really cost prohibitive to do that sort of thing, especially when you're starting out. So to have the shared kitchen and have the building here equipped all ready to go, what an amazing opportunity for somebody to come in.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they have the support of other people in the kitchen too. So if they have a question or they stumble upon something they're not quite sure to do with, they have, built-in helpers through our staff and also through their fellow business owners.
Right. And the
Such a
food
collaborative.
is delicious. And if you're a customer, sometimes if you're want to maybe experience a different type of food, right? So they've got so many, everything from African to Burmese to Thai. It can be intimidating to go into maybe a Burmese restaurant or an African restaurant to order. Here, you can order a little sample. It's no pressure.
Yeah. Judd had a really great idea about like the sampler platter. What do you call it?
The around the world.
The around
platter.
the world. Okay. So Judd, we're giving you credit for this, but in essence, and maybe next time we visit, this will come into play, but it is a larger plate that has dividers on it, and each restaurant will be able to put in like a special of the day so you can have a sample from around the world.
That would be phenomenal. We actually used to have sample around the world nights, and it's something we haven't quite brought back yet because we've only been here for about 8 months now. So we want everyone to get up on their feet, but it's definitely an idea we will hold on to.
We'll put us on the list.
Yeah,
we'll be here when you have.
I'll be here too. Don't worry.
This is great space, and there's a lot of seating. I see that there's an upstairs area. Is this a stage? Do you have like open mic night or anything that we can bust a move?
Yeah, we have the stage. During our opening week, we had a band every night, which was a ton of fun. So we're starting to slowly bring some of this stuff online as we get used to being in this space. Upstairs is really what changes the bazaar from the 25 Grant Street Bazaar to this space. We have event space people can rent. We have a boardroom. People can rent the entire second floor to have their event. We've hosted a ton of events at this point. We've had the Lexington Co-op here for their annual leadership retreat. We had West Side Community Services here for their annual fundraiser, Go Bike for their annual fundraiser. So it's a really neat space for people to rent. Anyone in the community can rent it. And you get to choose from all 8 of these restaurants to have your dinner. Like, where else can you do that in Buffalo?
Yeah. So do folks get their dinner and then bring it upstairs, or that you cater up there?
We
or?
do both. Sometimes people prefer that they come down and order. Sometimes people want like a buffet type situation. So we're able to do both. And we have a really vast menu to choose from.
So if someone wants to rent that space, do they go online or they contact WEDI? How does that work?
So they can go right on our website, www.wedbuffalo.org. They can find the sheet to rent the space, and someone will get back to them with details.
And upstairs, I think there's a bookstore upstairs too,
we
right?
have a bookstore and also 2 counselors upstairs. So that's the other thing that's a bit different about this space is we really wanted to make sure we could capture some service industries, not just restaurants and retail. So the bookstore is absolutely awesome. She puts on a ton of events. She has a monthly book club. She has a quarterly subscription package you can get with a book and a food item. So it's really kind of a neat concept.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yes. Anything with food, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Sign me up.
We did a scavenger hunt for my daughter's birthday party and did some places all around the city. This was one of our stops. And Manchester Baking did the birthday cake for
don't
us.
Even get me started on those cookies.
It was
and cakes.
amazing.
I have breakfast cookies. Those are my new addiction. And it is so bad, but they are so good.
I know. It was stuffed with Butterfingers and Oreos and Nutella and chocolate chip. I mean, it was amazing.
Allegedly, people
girls
split
loved it.
those pieces of pie, but I typically just have one for me.
We just ordered the whole cake. So I got the whole cake.
We can be friends.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Friends of eating.
Does this area, does it have Wi-Fi, or if someone wants to come and get a meal and like stay and work or anything, does it have that accessibility?
Right now, it does not. We're still working on that. It's really difficult in this concrete building to get good Wi-Fi access. So we're still working with Spectrum on trying to make sure everybody can log on to the guest network.
Yeah. Great.
Well, I think we should go and check out some of the food.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. Around the world. I'm going to do my own sampler platter. So, Judd, I got you.
All right,
Thank you so
Carolyn,
much,
take us
Carolyn.
around.
Thank you.
So here we are with Natalie at Malakia. Did I say it right?
Malkia.
Malkia, right?
Yes, right.
And from the photos, the food looks amazing. I can't wait to try it. So you are one of the restaurants that's here at the West Side Bazaar.
Yes.
And how long have you been part of the bazaar?
Since 6 months, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. And how's it going so far?
So far, it's a nice and good experience. All the feelings on the same time is just a mixed, but it's a good experience for me because it helped me to discover many people. So I reach out to many resources. So yes, I do like the experience.
Wonderful. And do you do all your own cooking?
Yes, I do all my own way.
Who taught you how to cook?
My mother. All my mother family, they are the big cooker. But this is just a passion. It's not something I have a vision, a restaurant or something. I never dreamed about have a restaurant one day. It was my daughter's dream. It wasn't mine. But cooking was my passion. And
Okay.
during the pandemic, long time ago, when she was 6 years, she wrote, because she loves read, she wrote a story like my mother had a restaurant to the beach. And then on this time, all the time when she eats something, she said, Mom, one day you should be thinking about have your own restaurant. And then I said, no, because my background is a pharmacist. So I say no, I do this, just for my family, my friend to enjoy. I like gathering. I like set up a nice table, have the people and all these things. So during the pandemic, I started thinking about my Usler, what I have to do. I want to do something who I will enjoy, not feeling like I work.
Yes.
So he was between my two passions, fashion and cooking. And then I start thinking about all the time is coming, my friends. So why you didn't gonna have your restaurant? Why you didn't open the restaurant? You can have your own business. And then I learned about WEDI since 7 years.
Okay.
It was a friend who referred me here. But when I visit the current location, I wasn't sure is this one I want to do. And then I thought it wasn't just a good time for me.
Yeah.
And then I think last year, in the beginning of the year, my friends came up again with this story from WEDI because I start catering from home. And then she said, why you didn't go to WEDI? And then I said, she said, now they are to downtown. So I went there, here, it wasn't open. I applied online and then they didn't reach out to me. So I was just like, all over, I'll go back at school. And then in July, I received the email from them like, oh, we are interested by your project. If you're ready, we can do an interview and all over. So I came, we did the interview, and then they said, we're going to have this place opening. And then I came here. So my heart was just like, yes, it's the place for me.
Well, I'm really glad because I've tasted your beignets and they're really good. So
Yeah,
I'm glad your
sometimes
heart was
timing
here.
is everything,
Yes,
right?
I
Timing.
thought this wasn't the right time, the first time, but now is the right time.
And then it spoke to you.
Yes,
and
it
thanks
spoke
goodness
to
it
me.
did.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your African gourmet.
Okay, the African gourmet, those I make is Congolese specialty food. Because you can see like the desserts is kind of French dessert there, but the beignet is African for sure. You have like mousse chocolate because I live both two countries. I lived to Paris for over 20 years. So, and then those culture, I'm trying to create my African gourmet. But the base is just the African, and I mix the street food. I want just to bring the Congolese street food to the gourmet presentation. because it's something who you can find this in the street anywhere in Congo.
Yeah.
And then I trying just to make this little bit fancy.
Oh,
I love it.
I love that.
And you're pretty busy. So you are running this restaurant
Yes.
and you're in school. You
Yes.
just graduated.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So now you're waiting for your national exam.
I did. So yes, now I'm waiting for my national exam. And another thing, on March I get my citizenship too.
Your citizenship too? Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So this year was just a full.
Yeah, 2024.
Yes.
It's your year.
Thank you.
So what's next on your bucket list?
Next, in my bucket list, I want to have the first Congolese restaurants in the West New York. I want to be the number one. So I'm gonna see how WEDI gonna support me and then bring this dream to life.
Right.
I believe in you. Dreams do come true, and you are number one.
Yeah.
And I heard you say that fashion is also a passion of yours, and I will say you are very fashionable.
I know her earrings, her necklace. I love it.
Definitely
Love
not
it.
how I look in the kitchen. So yeah.
So how did you get to Western New York?
That is a long story. I never dreamed coming to Buffalo. I know Buffalo before I get here, just by name, because when I was teenager, you have those shoes platform is the sneakers, and then they wrote the brand was Buffalo. I don't know if you know about this brand. And then it was on this time I discovered Buffalo City, but to my dream, I never think about living here, because it wasn't something I really like. But when I came, it was at New York City, the first place we have living. But New York City is a big city, expensive. I'm a single mom. And then I started just thinking about some place who I can raise my daughter. And then New York, because for the education, I know they are not the top, but in the list. So I think about this, and then this one, another person I met, so mentioned Buffalo. When I came here, I really, really like it, but my daughter love it. So we're here in the Queen City, and her name means queen as well, so we're here.
Awesome. Wow. We're glad that you are.
Yes.
And thank you so much. Good luck with everything. We can't wait for Buffalo to continue to support you.
What do you recommend? If I've never eaten here before and I want to get something, what should I order? A little of everything?
If you never eat here, I will recommend you to try the pork shoulder. Many people who try it, so they never eat something like this. So you can try it.
Okay.
You can say this is a pork, but your mouth gonna tell you no, it's something else.
All right. Cannot wait.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
What a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to talk with you. All right. I can't wait. Singapore and Malaysian food. I don't know if I've ever tried Singapore food.
We will today.
I can't wait. So Pew and her daughter is so nice to translate
Yeah.
for us.
Nice to see you both. Yeah.
Tell us your story. How did you get to Western New York?
So like we were from Burma, and so me and her like came to Malaysia to like open up a restaurant. But like they decided that they wanted to move to Las Vegas, like and her son was from Malaysia, so they three like came to Las Vegas, and I was born in Buffalo, New York.
Yes.
I was born in Buffalo, New York.
She was born in New York, Buffalo, New York. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Niad, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
10 years. Yes.
Wow. And do you help mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every son and mom, help me every day, every time.
That's so nice. And tell us where you learned to cook.
Um,
There was like
my country,
her mom taught her how to cook.
yeah, my country and my parents business opening. My kid, I was kid in young openings a long time restaurant, and we interesting for this restaurant. And my husband live in Bama from Malaysia, where he opens the restaurant, business restaurant, Malaysia food.
Do you have a favorite dish? Yeah.
Yeah, mine is the laksa.
Laksa soup and mee goreng. Laksa soup, the Singapore's name, and Malaysia calling the laksa soup. This makes the coconut soup and chicken broth. We make traditional for me.
Right.
Traditional cook, right?
Is it spicy?
No spicy. All of this, the no spicy. Customer choose the.
You get to choose what spice you want. Yes. Oh, got it. Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't do a lot of spice.
Flashback to season 1, episode 1.
Horseradish.
Horseradish.
Yes.
Noted.
Well, congratulations on your success.
Yes.
And looking forward to trying your delicious food.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Yeah,
talking
thank
with
you.
us.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody, thank you so much.
Here we are with Big Wayne.
Chef Big Wayne.
Yeah, I'm
He's from Jamman, right?
Jamaica.
Don't they call Jamaica Jam?
Yeah, Jamaica.
Okay. I thought I've got some friends in Jamaica.
Yeah, one love.
One love, peace.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, tell us about your restaurant.
So my restaurant is normally like Chef Big Wayne Jamaican cuisine, and we serve Jamaican food here. A little mix. We got the Rasta pasta, we got the oxtail, we got jerk chicken, yeah, and a lot more.
Jerk chicken and Rasta pasta.
Yeah, that's a people favorite.
Yeah.
Jerk chicken and Rasta pasta.
I bet.
Yeah.
And how long have you been here for?
I get here last April last year. So I'm here like 1 year.
Great.
And how did you get to Western New York?
My wife.
I saw her back there. She's pretty busy making it happen.
Yeah. And so, Chef Big Wayne, do you do catering
Yeah,
as well,
I
or
do
people
catering.
come to the?
That's what I used to do before
Okay.
I was in here.
Okay, there's a lot of graduation parties happening and people that might be scrambling for like, how can I get a really awesome meal and something a little different?
Yeah.
Are you taking orders for June?
Yeah, I'm taking orders
All summer long?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Perfect. So if I have never eaten here before, what do you recommend I should order?
Oxtail, jerk chicken,
Jerk chicken.
Rasta pasta.
Okay. Hands down.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Those are your specialties. Where'd you learn to cook?
My grandma, but growing up, I watched her. I didn't really like cooking, but I watched her and I grew up, and then I just take it serious. Like, yes, I want to be a cook. So I applied for a job in the hotel resort. So they didn't really have a chef position for me. So they give me something else to do. So I used to do weddings and wash dishes. Yeah, so after that now, they moved me up. They give me like a promotion, and I cross-trained over in the kitchen. And I was there like 5 years in the kitchen cooking.
Good for you. Was that here in Buffalo?
No, in Jamaica.
Oh, in Jamaica.
Yeah, the
Oh.
Iberia Star Hotel. Iberia Star Resort
Yeah.
Hotel, yeah.
Fabulous.
Yep,
Well, we're so happy that you're here in Buffalo, you and your wife.
yeah,
And is your wife from Buffalo?
yeah.
Oh.
Born and raised,
Okay. Did you meet her when she was in Jamaica?
yeah,
Ah, there you go.
Was she on vacation?
yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Those women
Bringing the smile right there.
those women tend to bring their men back to Buffalo. It just happens, right? Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're glad that you're here sharing your crafts for sure.
I'm glad too.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
I know you have a lot to do and you got to get back to cooking, but I'm excited to try that jerk chicken and that
All
Rasta
right.
pasta, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So, Chef Big Wayne, if we're looking for you on social media and they want to place an order, where can they find your menus?
They can find me on Instagram, Dwayne Jones, Facebook, Dwayne Jones, and on YouTube. I got a little YouTube channel, Dwayne Jones, and Chef Big Wayne too on Facebook for the business account. Yeah.
Okay, great. And I think you can try these QR codes and it may work for you pot squatters out there. So YouTube, do you give us like lessons on how to cook some of your recipes?
Well, I forgot to tell you guys, I do a little cooking class upstairs. They got a commercial kitchen up there. I get like 5 people the last time. I do one. You can look at it on my Instagram. Yeah.
Oh, you can take a
That would be
cooking lesson.
fun.
That would be great.
So, if you're looking for something fun to do for a birthday party or get a group of girls
You
together.
just cook, set the table. You guys got to bring your own drinks.
All right, we'll bring the drinks, you
Yeah.
bring the food. Deal.
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
All right.
Oxtail, got some cabbage, and the curry chicken is ready. So that's the curry. So the oxtail, you just braise it, and then we cook it down with some beans and some carrots. And this we add the grace browning, the Jamaican grace browning, to give it that dark color. And then we just have some steamed cabbage here. We steam it with sweet peppers and carrots and some Jamaican spices. All right.
Thanks, Chef Big Wayne. Been
All right.
great talking with you.
Thank you guys.
Have a great day.
You too.
So, we are in Buffalo's only culinary bookstore.
That's true.
That's amazing. We're here with Lauren. Lauren, how long have you worked here?
So I've been the marketing assistant for Read It and Eat for about a year.
Awesome. So they've been open a year. Were they at the old location? And then
Not at the previous location. We opened this store new when this location opened in October. But the owner, Kim Bazzotti, she had the Read It and Eat subscription box previous to that. So this is sort of a natural extension of the subscription box business.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about Read It and Eat and what makes you unique to Western New York.
Yep. So Read It and Eat Bookshop is the first and only culinary bookstore in Western New York. So everything we have in here is going to be foodie related in some way, whether it be cookbooks, foodie related romances, cozy culinary mysteries, foodie bookmarks, lots of fun things. Everybody loves to eat. So why not have a bookstore circled around that?
Yeah. And I heard that you do a book club.
So there's a book club. Yes, we meet bi-monthly. And so right now it's actually a cannabis cozy culinary mystery is the selection for next month. We also put on an annual book fair, culinary book fair, as well as some culinary cooking classes that happen as well.
right? And there was like a combination of a book and eat. Is that for the?
Yep. So right over this way, we have the blind date with a book. That's where you pick a book, and you don't know what exactly that selection is. There'll be some hints on the cover. So select something based on what you think your interests are, and then you pick a snack to go with it.
Oh, I love that idea. And there's so many like grassroots book clubs out there.
Sure.
So if you're looking for ideas, all right, Pod Squad. So if you have a book club and that you're part of or you want to start, I love this idea of having it theme related, something that you might want to eat. And maybe we can partner with a wine store or something that goes with it that right?
And a culinary class over here.
Yes.
We could bring it full circle. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be great.
Maybe we're going to do a Get Housed book club around this.
That would be a lot of
in
fun.
the fall.
Yes. I like that it meets bi-monthly as well, because for those that take a little bit longer time to read,
Yes.
like that monthly one is a little aggressive for me.
For sure.
Yeah.
And maybe we could find that on Spotify so we could do the book on tape while we're in the car.
Oh yeah, audiobooks are huge.
Audiobooks. Book
are
on tape.
leading.
Okay. FYI, 1980s called and they want their tape back.
Is that not how I listen to it in my car anymore? I don't know.
Love it.
Yes, audiobooks are a savior for some of
Absolutely.
us that are in a real
Yeah,
pinch or spend a lot of time in the car.
Yeah, I read a lot of paper like books, but I also listen to a ton of audiobooks just when you're doing laundry, when you're doing dishes, when you're cooking. So get in a lot of books that way.
Yeah, and it's great for like those beginner chefs that are, just really getting used to the kitchen. To like have a cookbook makes it really easy.
Absolutely.
So it's step by step, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you have some other fun things in here.
Yep. So we carry humdrum paper bookmarks. She's a small business, woman-owned small business. And so these are die-cut foodie bookmarks. Every season, there's a new one that kind of catches people's eye. Last year, the Ear of Corn was the best seller. For the holidays, it was the bottle of champagne. And so far this season, the cheese board has been very popular.
Ooh, we should get that for Suzanne.
Stick of butter is also a personal favorite.
Right? There's burritos, all sorts, lox and bagels.
For sure.
Oh.
Adorable. There's some really cute ones. And is there a best-selling cookbook in here? Is there one that people come in and ask for, or?
Quite a few, actually. So Start Here by Sola, who was a star on the Bon Appetit YouTube channel way back when. That's a huge bestseller right now. And cooking and baking books are always very popular. So Snacking Bakes is a nice one. That's like the type of cake you can just make and have out on your oven, and people kind of go by and just take little bits off, and it disappears.
That's
over the
why I
course
wouldn't
of 2
work
days.
from home.
I know.
I work from home, and it's awful for that perspective.
Snack and bake. I mean, how come you don't have that at your house when I come over?
Right?
I need a little snack and bake.
I need it.
Well, this looks amazing. There's so much to see and do. And so if someone wants to join your book club, how do they go about and do that?
Yep. So go to readitandeatshop.com. Go to our events tab. You'll see our book club there. The opportunity to order the book is right there as well to make it easy. You can have it shipped to you, or you can pick it up right here in store. That's where you also see all of our culinary events and some virtual author chats as well.
Yes.
Sign me up.
All of it.
I'm in.
All of it. And do you still have the subscription?
The subscription box still exists. Yes, readitandeatbox.com is where you'll find that. Currently, we have our mocktail box, which has launched recently. It was over there. It's no longer over that way. Couldn't tell you where it is now. But
Somebody bought it. Somebody bought it.
Yeah,
Someone came in and took it. Yeah.
Yep. So we're focused on having one fiction offering and one nonfiction offering in that box, and as well as a culinary bit that pairs with it. So in this case, we had 3 canned mocktails from the Mocktail Club. So 3 different flavors, kind of interesting things that you wouldn't just pick up, at Wegmans. So
And mocktails are big right now.
really popular.
That's
Yeah.
a definite trend.
For sure. And I love it too. It's very inclusive. It offers folks who don't drink for whatever reason an opportunity to also have something fun and fruity and delicious. So,
Yes. So what is your favorite fiction book?
oh gosh. Favorite fiction book in here right now? It is not, but that would be great. So there is one that's not here at the moment that is my favorite, called Sourdough, and it's a sort of a sci-fi fun magical realism take by Robin Sloan. So that one's not in here right now, but it is one that we carry.
Excellent. So we'll have to check that out.
And the Paris novel, just FYI, is on my book on tape.
Oh, it's audiobook.
Yeah.
So that's what you're listening to now?
Spotify just started
Oh,
So Ruth Reichel is the queen for sure.
All right. Put it on the list.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. We're going to get reading and listening and cooking and so much to do.
Bon appetit.
Yes. And are you on social media?
Absolutely. So all the socials, read it and eat shop. No, read it and eat buff.
Okay.
Can you edit that out?
That's okay. That's okay. Read it and eat buff.
BUF, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't read it and eat it in the buff. That
Well,
that would be awkward. Or
probably
you
that
know
would
what?
be awkward.
As long as you're in your house. Who
Depends.
cares?
Exactly. Stay at home if you're going to do that.
Who cares? All right. Thanks, Lauren.
We'll
Great
see
to
you
see
soon.
you.
Not in the buff.
Yeah. Bye, Pod Squad.
So I am so excited. I get you all to myself.
Yay.
Marnie was tied up today. So Miss Liz Levy from On Demand Bungalows.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. We are sitting in this absolutely gorgeous patio.
Thank you.
And you have Airbnbs all over the city.
Yeah. So, well, funny, I only have one in the city.
Okay.
The majority of them are in the suburb.
Okay.
I concentrate largely on family homes geared like multi-generational traveling groups.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful home. So we're in the backyard, which has a fireplace, this gorgeous covered patio, and then you've got a pool, you've got lounge chairs. So a family could totally come and really enjoy it. But this would also be perfect for a girls' weekend if they wanted to get away or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. We've had bachelorettes. We've had brides who spend maybe the few days before with their bridesmaids and then come back the night of with their new husband. So it's definitely, all different types of larger, mature groups.
Right? Right here in Buffalo.
Right here in Buffalo.
Amazing. So how did you get into the Airbnb business?
I stumbled into the Airbnb business. Yeah. So with my own property, I was traveling a ton. I was mostly for work, but I was traveling a lot with girlfriends as well. And I was staying in Airbnbs, and it just hit me at one point, like, why wouldn't I be doing this with my own property while it's sitting there just when I'm not there?
Right.
And I live in, I decorated it very much like a show home anyway. It was a bit impersonal, so it translated very well to lend itself to a rental. So I did that at first. I then inherited a house, and the house had its own plans. It decided I was going to keep it. I took a gamble. It was a suburb. So in the village of Williamsville, again, a family home, just not what you would expect when you think of an Airbnb, non-vacation market. And I put it up with no furniture, just listed it. Hey, maybe people would want this, furniture in transit. And immediately, within 2 weeks, I had $20,000 in bookings. And I said, all right, I think I have something here. And I loved providing the guest experience. I loved meeting new people, kind of finding out what brought them to the area, what excited them about the area. It gave me a rejuvenation for the area myself, honestly. And from there, again, stumbled into it. I had a girlfriend who had moved during the pandemic, but wasn't sure if it was permanent. So kept her house. I said, I really think this model could work with your house as well. She goes, in the middle of West Seneca. I was like, yeah, it's working in Williamsville. Why not?
Right.
Immediately killing it, that house, fantastic. We stumbled into, there's a need for housing for athletic players, professional athletes who are on 1-year contracts, or maybe just are on a contract where there's some unknowns in it, and they don't want to buy a place. They have a place somewhere else. And so immediately started then with that house and offering it for Bills players. Later that summer, I started the Williamsville house with Sabres players, and just loved it and kept going from there. Yeah.
And I can absolutely see it is all about the details for you, from the decorating to the fireplace to games to towels for the pool. Really
Everything.
make it easy for somebody to just come and enjoy their time here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll have to take you inside after, but it's down to labels in the kitchen. So when you're there, because I know when I'm in a new house, like I have no idea where anything is. I'm going to the drawer that I think it should be based on my own home.
Right.
And it's usually not. So it just to make it easier for the guests, we've tried to think of everything. There's face wipes in the bathroom, Q-tips, a spice rack, because if you're making like one meal, you don't want to pay $5 for that one spice.
So, and I know I have shared this tip before with another episode. A little tip that I like.
Yeah.
Sign up for the Hello Fresh or the Blue Table or something like that and have that shipped to the Airbnb, because
that is, yes.
portions, you can get it right. You don't have leftovers, and you can cook what you want.
Yeah.
You don't want.
So in our guidebook, we actually have a link to, I use Home Chef. So I give the guests my Home Chef, like, just because I know I like it. So that's what I want to refer.
Right.
And so they have a link to that. They also, we've partnered with a local caterer, so they can arrange that in advance. The caterer is also a private chef. Again, they can arrange that. And then lastly, we've offered a stock the fridge option. So where they can send us their list. And for a fee, we'll do the shopping, and it's just all there. You just show up. You don't have to worry about it. It's a step above Instacart, right? Because you don't know what time Instacart's going to arrive. If you're driving, you don't want to take that risk that the food's sitting there.
Right.
Also, if you're driving a long time, you're already unpacking all of your stuff at the end of the trip. You don't want to also unpack the groceries or even go grocery shopping. Some people love it. Most people don't.
Right.
So, yeah.
You make it a complete, easy experience for people to walk in the door.
We certainly try.
So you started with one.
Yep. And
now how many?
Now I'm at 9, through a mixture of where I am the long-term renter, doing arbitrage, with the permission of the owners always. And then I re-rent it on a short-term basis. I have some that I own. This house actually I purchased with a partner, a friend from college. And then some that I help others, not managing the property, but managing the hotel aspect of it, the rental portion.
Right. So. And they are all decorated differently.
All differently, but it's funny. My handyman says he walks in and he knows, he's like, I know exactly this is your house. Because there's definitely a lot of consistencies. I've tried to really hone in on what makes the guest experience, but also what's going to get the guest to book. And so those pops of color and really thinking about when I'm designing the place, how they're going to be visualized in the photos. Right. And then that's how that's going to look in my listing.
So people can come for a night, come for a weekend, come for a month.
Yeah. It depends on the year. The minimum that we have set, we do during the summer encourage longer stays. But yeah, depending on the time you book, you can book anywhere from one night to our longest booking was 10 months.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted because the cardinal just flew by and it just made me think of my dad, because the foundation of the business is really inheriting his house. So that just made me smile a little bit.
He's here watching you, making sure you're successful.
So, I get a little teary-eyed because I just naturally cry over everything. So just move on. Or ignore, I should not move on. I should say ignore me if I cry.
That's great. So what has been the biggest struggle from getting into this business and kind of figuring it out along the way?
Probably not taking things so personally. I'm very much a perfectionist. So if something in the house breaks, I'm thinking, what should I have checked before the guest checked in that I could have maybe prevented this? Often it's not anything, because at this point, our checklist, we're checking every single TV, that the remotes work, the fireplaces turn on. So if, the water heater goes down, that's not something I probably could have checked. We're getting, preventative maintenance done.
Right.
But I want to provide the absolute best experience. And when I can't do that, it just eats away at me.
Sure.
So,
You're probably so prepared up front. You don't have many guest issues.
Yeah, but you never
Right.
know.
Right.
So yeah, it's just managing my own expectations with guest expectations as I'm helping out more homeowners. It's also managing that relationship I found to be a little bit tricky, or just something I'm learning as I go along. I started this for several reasons, but one of them was to be my own boss. Even when I worked in corporate, I love to work autonomously on projects. That just is my own style. So I found as I'm 2.5 years into the business, like what's working, what's not, and allowing myself to make changes and say, oh, I don't want to do that anymore, as opposed to I already went down this path. So learning with those the homeowners who's the best partner going forward, and how I want to structure that has been a difficulty, but a good experience.
Right.
So
for people who think that, like, because you watch TV shows and you just see like, wow, this is a really easy way to make money.
Yeah.
Like I can just kind of set it and forget it, right? So I can just buy it, set it up, and then wash my hands of it.
Good luck.
Right?
No, I mean, I think at one point that was true, but the industry is maturing a lot. The number of available listings is increasing. In the city of Buffalo alone, I believe there's 2,000 listings. So the competition is there. So you need to be providing an experience. It's going to show up in your photos and your reviews, and that's what the guest is going to book off of. And so you can do it. I don't see many people who are able to be successful if they're not putting in the time and energy.
Right.
It's not a passive real estate business. It's very much an active.
You are busy every day.
You are busy every day because also things aren't breaking in the house until 10:30 at night.
Right.
That just is how it is. A lot of times the guests aren't even home all day. They're at activities. That's why they're in town. They're out and about. And so they don't actually go to use the shower until 10:30. And then that's when you get the call. So it's very active. Kind of learn to get your team and the people you can trust, but it's not an easy game.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have someone who helps you with the cleaning.
Yeah.
And those checklists. And now you have somebody new that you just added to your team as well.
Yeah. So I use a cleaning company. And within them, there's about 4 cleaners that are rotated between my properties. Because if all of them checked out on the same day, we could never have just one cleaner.
Right.
I've tried to do it in-house. It just made sense to partner with someone that had shared values and also had the flexibility when I can text him the night before. We got a last-minute reservation for tomorrow. He can do it. So that's been great. I've been working with that cleaner in particular for probably 14 months now, which is the longest relationship I've had in a while. And then, I just added a quality inspector assurance type role. So between every reservation, we go in, check to make sure the mechanics of the house are working, that accounts were logged out of on the TVs. Things I don't need the cleaners concentrating on. They have a very specific set of things that they need to do.
Right. This is a different role.
This is a completely different role. We also leave out water for the guest. So the inspector's checking how many guests are checking in. Let's put out the correct amount of waters, things like that.
All in the details.
All in the details.
That's what makes you successful.
Yes, that's also what has prevented me from enjoying vacations the last few years and is why I've hired someone. So,
right? Yeah. So how many guests did you serve last year?
Oh, that's a great question. I wish I had the answer. I should. It's well over 200. Just because the houses are so big. It's probably actually 200 at this house. Yeah. Oh my God, I feel a bit underprepared. I should know that one.
No, look at me throwing out a trick question.
It's because it changes so much year to year based on if I took more of a longer stay or I didn't. So last year, I think that was the year we had a 10-month booking at one house. We had a 5-month at another for a displaced insurance family. So yeah, I kind of have to think of where each house was in the process.
So you've got something exciting on the horizon. Did I see on Instagram the other day?
Yeah.
You're doing a little search out there?
I'm doing a little search. Yeah. So I love the hospitality side of it. And I have recently been reflecting on what my personal goals are. It was the hospitality, but it was also real estate. And so I would like to expand into commercial real estate through smaller hotels, boutique hotels, motels. And yeah, so I'm looking in the Finger Lakes area right now. I'm so excited. Yeah. Well, I hope to be putting in, or submitting an LOI in the next week or two. Still trying to pan out some of the details. I looked at 3 properties. We'll see. If it doesn't work out, you just keep looking, right?
Something will come your way.
But yeah, I think the natural progression for a lot of hosts who do this professionally is that leap to commercial and the just scaling differently.
Right.
It intrigues me a lot as an accountant. I don't know if you know this. I actually spent 13 years as a CPA. That's my background. Yeah. So this is so far from what I did in my former life. But there's a lot of my former life that comes into this. I don't think many people would have put I know this for sure. When people heard I was buying this house to do as a short-term rental and saw the price, they were like, you are insane. You are insane. There's no way you can make that profitable in Buffalo. And I said, I know what it can do. Because I know I spent a lot of time with numbers. I know numbers very well. And so I love to get into the details and really learn what's going to make a property tick. And then I know, from your own experience with real estate, the commercial side, it doesn't matter how well I do with this home. I can't raise the value of this home from the revenue I bring in.
Right.
It's always going to be based on the comps. My hotel, I can raise the value of that hotel very quickly based on how well I'm performing. So I love that of my own effort is rewarded in a sense.
Right. You're challenging yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited. We'll see where it goes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So having that CPA background, you understand how to invest, where to invest, tax, what it is.
I'd say I have a leg up on a non-CPA background. I don't know that I know totally what I'm doing because I still am somewhat of a newer investor.
Right.
But I am incredibly conservative and I'm okay with that. And I found partners that are that's what I want too, because, I'm also scared about this. And these, most of my partners that I have are newer investors as well. So we're learning together and they appreciate very much my approach, like I said, of I sandbag my projections because I'm I'd rather freaking kill it. But
right. And you only have to answer to you. That's the nice part, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you don't have to have your real estate license in order to run Airbnbs.
So if I was property managing, and actually this is a very good distinction. And funny you asked that because I am sitting for my exam next week.
For your real estate exam? Yay!
Because I would like to down the road become a licensed property manager. Right now, I am not. I do not collect any of the money. I invoice at the end of the month for my services. All of what I manage is inside of the house. It is guest communications. It's assisting with pricing and calendar management, which is a huge part of the business. You can set one price and get booked 90% of the time, but maybe then your price is way too low.
Right.
My price in February compared to July is almost 8 times higher. Wow. So learning those aspects, you relying on someone who knows the market. Those are what I can provide to a homeowner. It's not making sure your air filters are changed, coordinating your exterior lawn service. I can facilitate those relationships for you. Right. I'm not managing the property itself. And that is the distinction of, because I don't have my license.
Right.
As a property manager, I'm not able to do those things, nor do I really want to.
Yeah.
So it kind of helps me a little bit,
Right.
at least right now. So.
Right. So as far as guests, how do you use, what type of system do you use? Is it just the Airbnb system, or do you have a different system that you?
Yeah, so I leverage a few different systems. One of them is a PMS, and actually right now I'm leveraging two of them. So what they do, at least one of them pulls in all of my reservations. So I would like to continue to build out, or I am building out, a direct booking website.
Yeah.
Particularly
You're going to be creating your own app before you know it. I can just tell.
No, my tech skills are so horrible. Even when I'm like trying to implement this stuff, I'm like, I feel like a grandma. So
Right.
I don't know that. I would love to tell someone else how to develop, or what the app I need is. But
we've got a guy for that.
So there's a program that I use that would pull in any direct bookings from my website. Right now don't have, but I would like to. I get a lot of repeat guests, and I'd love for them to not have to pay the fees on Airbnb. I mean, don't want to tell Airbnb that, but once they've booked one time and we have the relationship, and as long as they're comfortable, we should both save money, honestly.
Right.
And then there's also VRBO we take bookings on. So this system in particular will sync all of those calendars. So if there's a booking on one, it'll block it out on another. As I push out pricing changes, I could do it in one site and it will push it out to all of them. It also allows for, when I do have direct bookings, to send them their rental agreement, things along that nature. It facilitates kind of the process. Separately, there's a site, and I wish they're meant to do the same thing, but one just has really great capacity at something versus the other.
Right.
So I use both. The other is awesome with messaging. And they've integrated a lot of AI features, so I can like talk, and they showed actually something yesterday that was like, oh, this is going to be great. Hey, we're expecting snow in the area. And I could say, all of my guests checking in this week, send them the following message, as opposed to going through, looking at each one, kind of letting them know. Or if, for the farmer's market, I'm sending individual guests based on like events I know, and it takes a good amount of time.
Sure
but
does.
I would love to send way more things if it was as quick as, hey, everyone that's checking in, I don't even have to go to the specific reservation. It just does it for you.
Right.
It's going to pick up certain things, like it'll draft check-in, check-out messages for me based on the name that the guest has. It's going to auto do a lot of things for me. Now I have to set them up, of course.
Right.
I would never have it just auto send any message. I want it to send me the message and then I approve it.
Messages about the holiday.
Yeah.
And
also,
it's June.
I, being in a non-vacation area, I want to like be sensitive how I say this. I get a lot of people who are here for memorials, funerals, not positive events. I don't want to send them a message that says like, we can't wait to see you and I hope you have a great time in Buffalo. Like, I want to send a message that says, I hope we can provide like a respite for you during, whatever event you're here for, right? Like I would never automate my messages. Most hosts do, and a lot of them think I'm crazy for not. They're like, you can still just say like at the end, this is an automated message. No one's going to be offended that you said thanks for booking. I was like, I know, but I don't want to. I want to be sensitive to it.
Yes,
yeah.
Awesome. And there are times where the Airbnbs are not booked, and you've gotten really creative with keeping yourself busy.
I've tried to. So I started reaching out, and actually some local photographers reached out to me too. So it was kind of both. Can't think of the word, but we both
mutual.
Wow, struggling with words today. Great time to do a podcast. So wanting to use the houses for different photo shoots or potentially like running some sort of events. So we have actually a photo shoot here tomorrow. The bathroom at this house is really fantastic too. There's like a jetted tub that overlooks the yard. So it's really cool. I think she did a boudoir shoot here once. yeah, so we've been just trying to get more involved with some photographers, connected with local chefs to potentially use the area. It's not by any means a chef's kitchen, like from a restaurant, but it is equipped with everything you'd need for a basic meal. And the dining area fits up to 14. So if you have, if you needed to use it for a small dinner party, something like that, that's available. And then I actually I'm in the works of partnering with Canisia's to have maybe some students work on, putting together some more ideas of what we can do. Thought of maybe like murder mystery, something like that. I don't know. Trying to get unique with it.
Keep expanding, keep having fun.
For sure. I mean, we don't have everyone rushing to Buffalo in February. I'll tell you that. So it's what we can do. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And January is relying on the bills. So let's go, Bill.
Right. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, it was really nice to talk with you and learn about your business. You are incredibly successful because of all the thought that you are putting into this.
Thank you.
And it's really fun to listen. So, thank you so much for spending the time. We can't wait to go inside and take a sneak peek of this one.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, and if anyone has family coming to the area, you can find me on Instagram, On Demand Bungalows.
On Demand Bungalows.
Hopefully we'll have a website soon, so you'll be able to go straight there. We do have the domain, so check there first, actually. And yeah, referrals we love referrals.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks, Liz.
Thank you.
So let's take a peek in
Come on
this
in.
Amherst Airbnb.
Okay, so this is our foyer area. Given we're in Buffalo, we have some, snowier winters. This is a great space for the guests to completely just de-snow themselves, right? Plenty
Tile
of space,
floor.
Tile floor. I actually should probably get rid of the salt. Hopefully we're past that for the year. Did take the shovel out recently. I mean, we include an umbrella and a stroller as well, but this is just their winter mud room. I'll tell you, it barely gets used in the summer because everyone always hits up the back, but it's a great space to have.
Beautiful.
So come on in. It opens up into our living area with a gas fireplace. This is actually one of 3 gas fireplaces we have at the house. And we try to have a lot of versatile seating, given we have large groups. So chairs that you can kind of move around, create spaces that work for you.
It's like a show house in here.
Oh, thank you.
It's beautiful.
I do want to give that show house, but comfortable show house. Hopefully that's what you get.
Where do you source all of your furniture from? All different places? Do you have one go-to?
Yeah. So this is from CB2. This one is from Amazon, and that is from Pottery Barn. So I am doing a mix of anything and everything that is going to work with us, work within the budget. I always start off with developing a budget for the house. And then there's a few GPOs specific to short-term rentals, so group purchasing organizations that provide discounts. So that Pottery Barn table, I actually got 20% off, off of their already existing sale. And almost everything in the house I'm able to get through the GPOs at a very discounted price.
Right. Did you happen to know that there's an anthropology home outlet in Pittsburgh?
Yes, I'm too nervous to go actually because I don't know what it will do to my wallet.
It is amazing there. I have been there.
Oh my gosh. In my next house,
gorgeous.
That is where I'm heading.
I too would furnish a whole house.
Yeah.
There.
So there's another host who has really beautiful properties as well. She only has a few in Buffalo. I think she has more in Ellicottville, or at least that's where her current one opened up. And I just saw her do a trip down there as she's preparing for a new rental. And I was like, I gotta get down. I window shop so much. Online shop through them. But I haven't made it down there.
Really
Between
fun.
that and IKEA, I'll be done. Yeah.
And I can see in the kitchen, you've got just some special details coffee, hot chocolate stations for people.
Yeah. So,
mints.
because, you know, everyone asks for a Keurig. So we have the Keurig, but once they get here, they realize actually that they're a group of 10 and they need to brew a full pot of coffee. So we have multiple options for them. We have the actual coffee pot. We have a tea kettle, and then the Keurig. Actually, under the sink here is a full container of coffee pods for them as well from a local brewer. And then we provide them with some fresh beans from a local brewer as well.
Beautiful.
So.
I love the exposed brick.
Yeah, and then everything, like I mentioned, is labeled. Try to make it super easy for you. No questions. We have kids dining. We have outdoor dining. We don't want people ruining our plates just as much as they don't want to ruin them. So multiple options. This property has 3 bedrooms on the first floor, which is great for some of those multi-generational travelers. It also has a bathroom on the first floor. So if you have someone that has mobility challenges, struggles to get up to the second floor, this is fantastic. Behind you here is one of our queen bedrooms. It has a full closet area, TV, really meant to just make you feel comfortable, inviting. All of the beds have a different level of firmness, which you try to give kind of that Goldilocks feel. I mean, it's such a personal preference. So we did try to mix it up a little bit. And again, give each room their own vibe, but with the same kind of cohesive
Definitely.
feel.
The whole house has the same personality.
Yeah. So our first floor bath, full linen closet. We do provide multiple towels per guest, pool towels, bath towels, makeup towels. We don't want you ruining our white towels.
Right.
Let's try to make that as easy as possible for you. And then almost every house that we have also has some sort of kid space. Now, this isn't screaming kids. It can be used for adults.
Absolutely.
But we find that this is the kids' room in this house.
And you've got a daybed and trundle.
Yeah, daybed with trundle and full. So
space.
you can fit 4 in here. Yeah.
A full family plus could
Plus,
come
plus. Yes, exactly.
and visit.
Let me take you up to the real beauty of this house, which is the second floor primary. So up here we have a jutted soaker tub overlooking the backyard with a full walk-in shower as well. Plenty of space to get ready.
Beautiful.
Very
light.
open. Yes, lots of natural light. We find this is a really good spot for our brides, actually. They love getting ready up here. Largely because of this little glam space over here we have for them. So we found that their glam teams love this. Again, the natural light, the mirrors, and then just the open space. You can multiple members of your party.
Bridal party.
Exactly.
Could be up here
Exactly.
Enjoying.
Yep. Hooks for hanging up all of the dresses. Really tried to just make it an experience up here.
Very thoughtful.
Yeah. And then we've got a secret little kids hangout back here. And, you know, every room here is multi-versatile. So while it's a glam room, it is also a changing table. We are very kid friendly. We have a folding crib available for them to move to any room they'd like. And then kind of just a little kids nook hangout back here.
I'd hang out back here.
Close to the parents. You'll see on the other side, the primary bedroom. But far enough away, you're not in the exact same room, right?
This primary suite is spectacular.
Thank you. So here's the second of our fireplaces. The third is the one outside that we saw. So we have our king bed. We try to put in as many king beds as possible. We know everyone loves a king. We have the toddler bed that's versatile to move around. When we don't have kids here, we actually have this moved over into the glam space. And then a little cozy sitting area, TVs everywhere.
TV, built-in speakers.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Liz, I think you have thought of everything.
Thank you. Like I
These
said, we
guests are
certainly try to.
Very pampered at On-Demand Bungalows.
They are.
What a time we had.
I feel like the luckiest girl in Buffalo right now.
You are lucky.
I mean,
Yeah.
we had a day.
Yeah, it's been a remarkable day. We've met so many unbelievable people that reiterate the goodness of why we live here and what Buffalo has to offer. Yeah. So what was so tell me about your favorite part of the day.
I mean,
It's hard to pick a favorite. But.
It's hard to pick a favorite. I think I have a favorite moment from each one.
Yeah.
So the mayor, when he was talking to us about potentially seeing him on the pickleball court.
Coming for you, Mayor Byron Brown.
I hope we're that lucky to run into him.
Will you be my teammate? Because she's very hard to play with.
You can play against me. No problem. No problem.
She's like, bring it.
That's right. And then tasting all those amazing dishes at West Side Bazaar.
Delicious.
I mean, Chef Big Wayne's jerk chicken, that Rasta pasta,
jerk chicken. And he like gave us one of those
the pockets.
Yeah, like had meat in it, and it was heaven.
It was tasty.
It was
very
so good.
tasty.
So good.
I think those little noodles that with that mango salad, delish, as well as
like the pork shoulder.
The pork shoulder, that
rice.
African pork shoulder.
Yes.
Delicious. So
Yes.
amazing experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I also had a really good falafel.
Oh, you did. That's right.
Yeah.
You took a little falafel
Yeah.
to go. We
Yeah.
took a cookie to go.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
that
Oh,
was
I had some baked goods
delicious,
to go too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, getting myself
So,
hungry just thinking about
Get
it all.
yourself
Still
over
full,
to
still
that
full.
West Side Bazaar for
Yes.
sure. And then the conversation with Liz, I wish you could have joined.
I know. She's
but
pretty spectacular.
She's really fun, and big things in the works for her. So
Yeah.
we're going to be watching for you, Liz.
Yes.
And all you have going on.
You go, girl. And I do think that if you are looking for a staycation, or if you have family or friends coming into town this summer or this fall, or even if you just want to get some decorating ideas, like check out her site. It is
On-Demand
so
Bungalows.
great. Yeah.
Absolutely. What was your favorite part?
Geez. I think that for me, it was just being in the actual city, like living through just how diverse we are culturally. But when it comes down to it, everybody has the same love for the city. And I love that. I just love it. I feel really hopeful about the direction that Buffalo continues to go in.
Right? Very inspired by Byron Brown. That mayor's got things happening.
Yeah. And I'm inspired by these new restaurateurs who have, really are living their dreams, right? They want to open up something. WEDI's making it happen. And I just think there are so many cool things happening here in Buffalo. It's awesome.
Agree.
Catch
that spirit.
Yeah. Buffalo's got the spirit.
We sure do.
Talking proud.
We're talking proud.
Talking proud. Listen up and you'll hear it. Talking proud. Take it.
That's all I know.
Oh, come on.
I know.
Judd, I know you know it.
That's one that I would have had to look up.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
All right.
I remember the whole campaign with the buffalo and the talking proud.
Yeah. We're talking proud.
Yes.
Yeah. All right,
we are
Pod
proud to
Squad.
be part of Buffalo, and July will be here before you know it.
I know. Enjoy your June. Every minute of it.
Have a good summer.